Hello everybody, and welcome. Welcome to another Monster Hunter stream. I hope you guys are doing well tonight. It is a weekend, it is Saturday for me, so we're going to be playing some Monster Hunter World for the PC today. Continuing to form some fresh impressions of this game and just, I don't know, check it out. Check out a game I haven't played enough of in the last couple years. I hope you guys are doing well. I had a day today where I made some poor choices, and I may have stayed up the entire night last night playing Halo. So I slept a lot today, and so I haven't done a whole lot today aside sleep and eat some food and now getting ready to stream and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some beans here in the chat. We're going to jump on over to the game, and I'm going to take a moment to say hello to you guys to start off the night, because I appreciate you guys being here this evening to watch me play some of a game I'm not very good at. Welcome Frenchie and Viotech. Welcome the Jyratodus and Sparkle Wolfie and Quill. Sparkle Wolfie, Kubolo to you. Hello Nafudis. Hello IRB Gudja. Hello Arbok. Young Mosa, it's good to get to see you. And thank you so much for a lot of subs, dude. Thank you. I hope you're well. Hi. Hello Sai-En. I did play another game, Nafudis, yeah. I've been enjoying Halo. I don't think I'm responsible enough to play shooters. I haven't gotten that mad at Halo, which is good. I think because I'm bad at it. I think if I was like good at Halo and I played Halo, I'd get mad at Halo. But I'm bad at it, so I've just been enjoying myself. That's interesting. But in any case, I don't think I'm responsible enough to play shooters. I always play them at like the worst time of the day and like stay up way too late. Hello, Jakes. Hello, The Trip Man. And hello, Jack McBride. I don't think I missed anybody. If I missed anybody, I didn't mean to. Does Halo have sick iframes? I don't think so. Hello, Credence. Want to replay the first 3 Halo games without getting a new Xbox? Master Chief Collection should be on Xbox One. You can get it with Game Pass, I think. Hi, Crimson Gunner. I feel like all the chalices above our character, they're just lit and started like glowing all at once. That was weird. In any case, welcome you guys to a Monster Hunter stream. Like I said, I'm having my first coffee of the day. Cheers to you. It's pretty good. After having not had coffee for a day, it's pretty nice. But yeah, the last time we played this game, we just finished low rank. We haven't really been going through super thoroughly. We've just been, I don't know, clearing some of the story quests, goofing around in some expeditions to kind of play around with the combat. And I'm going to start off tonight by doing something a little bit odd. I'll first give you our...
coffee! I just made a fresh pot of coffee! Does anybody want coffee?
I'll first give you our justification behind our lore justification behind what's gonna happen, and then I'll tell you guys what we're up to. So, this character is supposed to be some like old world grandpa hunter, yeah? He's like come to the new world, he isn't sure about this stuff. After seeing the magnitude that is Zora Magdaros and bioenergy and all the life that was raining from the leaves, our character has decided to have a change of heart. He's looking at this big Astera operation here, feeling like maybe things aren't in balance with the environment, right? That's what the hunters are supposed to be here for. Keep things in check with the environment. So what we're gonna do starting off tonight is we're gonna try and learn how to live off the land. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna try and learn how to get a lot of the items that you need to play this game just from gathering in the maps. I'm also gonna switch to Insect Glaive. that's barely related, but that's what I wanna try first thing tonight is I feel like I haven't had a ton of items to use. We're super broke. I'm barely related to Monster Hunter? What are we talking about? I'm gonna try getting as many items as I can, Nox, just from the map. From the maps, out on the maps themselves. Are you using mouse and keyboard or a controller? I am using a controller. Was expecting to see you were going to try mods? No. They respawn faster than you can get them? That sounds nice to me. Are you using your Pro Controller? I am using a DualShock 4. Wired. So yeah. I want to take the moment to go out to the maps and see if we can start cobbling together the basics of what you'd need as a hunter in this game without relying on the farm at the base or the trade pile. I know certain things we'll have to buy from there, and we'll have to pay for our meals and such, but I don't know. I want to try this out. So let's head on out to the let's start at the ancient forest and start running down a list of what we might think we need as a hunter. Autocraft is a thing, so if you want the item itself, watch out. Yeah, it's true. Why is it Lunagarum when it's sunbreak? There's a moon, isn't there? Alright, nothing in the box for us because it's an expedition. Let's see. I think we have a map. And on this map, we can see where certain things are. So the first thing we're going to need is potions. I think all we need to do is gather herbs and honey for that. And there's a good chunk of herbs and honey out here on this map. You can see there's also nullberries. That's like the first three things I would think of is like herbs, mega potions, and honey. Or sorry, herbs, honey for mega potions, and nullberries. What else do we use? I don't know. Dung bombs, I guess, so we should grab some dung. What are blue mushrooms even used for in this game? In any case, let's head on out. We might even make use of, I don't know. I like playing without the minimap, but if we're going to be doing a lot of gathering, the minimap might be helpful, at least at first, to learn where the locations of things are. I want to get so many herbs that I just get like 10 herbs and 10 potions. Nutrients, I guess? Yeah, I can't remember either. Blue shrooms are for nutrients and herbal medicine. Herbal medicine would be good to have. That's true. Antidotes, that's something else I forgot. All right. Let's see, there's more herbs out in that clearing. Gotta check the book. We're gonna learn by looking. That's something I feel like in a lot of games you don't notice is when you have a mini-map showing you where to go all the time, you rarely actually look and see where things are. I believe at this point in the game or in the story, we're searching for or tracking down a pink Rathian. And so we're gonna try and grab some tracks from that as well. What sort of stuff, I wonder, can you sell out here from the maps? Like, I guess bones and ore, right? You could sell that stuff if you wanted Zenny. We're gonna do some hunting eventually, but like, guess you're filling out the map. We have, I think, the whole map unlocked. I guess, actually, you know what? There's one spot there that isn't, or a couple spots that aren't filled in quite yet. Looked like there was one more herb over here somewhere. It was back up towards the camp. After auto combine was introduced, you don't remember the combos anymore? Yeah, it does that to you. Especially because some of the combos and stuff were changed for this game. Again, my PC isn't running this 100% locked at 60. That's too bad. I think there was one night where the stars aligned and everything ran at 60 frames per second, but not consistently here. Doesn't like this big opening area. I can't jump off the world. I wasn't trying to. I was trying to see what was down there. All right, let's head over that way and see if we can get some nullberry and herbs, and maybe do some mining and bone gathering as well. We've kind of rushed through the game. Like, I mean, I don't know. You could really mainline the game if you were using like defender gear and defender weapons, but we've kind of mainlined the game in that we haven't done lots of optional quests. We haven't really collected up a lot of resources. I was noticing as we were trying to prep for quests the last time I played this game, I was like, I do not have many items. Not much in the way of resources here, so I figure tonight we'll try and accrue some. And I do genuinely just want to see what it would feel like if you played the game where you've tried to gather most things from the maps. Yeah, the shoulder button swap is pretty odd walking on the sun. You're not wrong. All right, here's the nullberry. There were some more herbs. I wonder if we can track those mystery tracks and pick up more of them. Nope, we cannot. Oh, we're going to get high rank ore too. Yeah, we should definitely be gathering ore and bones then because it's all new materials. Haven't really enjoyed IG after 4U. Insight Glaive for me, part of why I'm grabbing it tonight is because to fit in with the like, oh, our hunter wants to get closer to nature, and the bug is like a nice, the bug stick, the insect wave in general is a nice interpretation of Monster Hunter's focus on like the hunters trying to keep balance with nature. Yeah. Ooh, Carbolite. But also, IG to me is like the weapon that's changed the least since 4th gen when it was introduced, and so it's like my old reliable. It's the weapon I go to when I want to play something that doesn't feel too different from when it first came out. All right, let's see. We got some herbs and a nullberry. Wiggly Lychee. Flame Nut. Let's keep mining and getting honey. No, I'm not actually trying to bring up any sort of moral, like, why do we hunt the monsters in Monster Hunter arguments. I'm mainly just giving a fun, like, in playthrough explanation for why we're trying out gathering is all. Are we the real monsters? Last night you saw a dream about playing Sunbreak. You had a dream about playing Sunbreak? How was it? Was it good? Hello, Caxips. Do these guys give red buff at all? Probably not. We dunked one. Oh, they do. Let's find out if these guys give different high rank materials. Our IG is going to be super outclassed. It's not a very upgraded IG at this point. It's a random low rank IG. The werewolf monster's armor was absolutely hideous, but all I can remember doing was gathering. Still enjoying it. I'm glad you were still enjoying it. That's a fun dream. I don't know if I've ever had a dream about a game that I wanted to play that like wasn't out yet. Okay, they do drop some high rank materials. Jagger's Hide Plus and Piercing Claws. Jagger Scales. Alright, let's see. What's next? It's nice to hear some music. I guess we'll want to grab mushrooms and stuff. Because, like, eventually we'll need those to craft things. I'm trying to start off by thinking of, like, okay, what are the things we're always going to want to grab if we were to, like, say, come out here and spend some time gathering every quest? If every quest we started off gathering some potions and other materials that we needed for the hunt. We'd want herbs, we'd want honey, we'd want nullberries. I would want antidotes or herbal medicines. How do you make herbal medicines? Let's see. Have we grabbed a blue mushroom yet? Oh, we should heal. I think I'm going to turn off that feature where the HUD shrinks. HUD display. Health and stamina gauge things. Dynamic. Fixed. I like being able to see it. The werewolf helmet was like one of those old feline helmets in Freebie Night. I don't know if I know the one you're talking about. Okay. Let's see. Did we get a blue mushroom yet? We have not picked up one yet. Okay, we need to still. Where's the closest blue mushroom? I guess over by the beach. Let's go that way then. The big round ones. Yeah, we want to grab dung pretty frequently so we can get out of pins and such. More Anjanath tracks. More herbs. It's nice that there's so many herbs around. Okay, we've maxed out how many potions we can auto-craft. Okay. Blue mushrooms. Antidotes are just antidote herbs. Okay, herbal medicine is antidotes and blue mushrooms. That's good to know. Nutrients are bitter bug and blue mushroom. Mega nutrients. Okay, so we definitely want to find some antidote herbs. Looks like these could be some. Yeah. My goal for tonight is to screw around in some high rank expeditions, getting used to where I can gather some things if I want to do this for longer than just a little bit tonight. And trying to upgrade this insect glaive, or upgrade an insect glaive. Should be one more of those herbs around here. There's also some dung. What else do we want? How do you think scatter nuts feel? The shell is probably smooth. But I bet the actual like nuts inside of the shell are spiky. I know there's loads of bugs, like bugs and spots to mine and stuff under the tree, so maybe we'll head that way next. Okay, there's toadstools. I don't know if you need toadstools if you're not using gun or projectiles. I also feel like when gathering like this, you really need some music. Okay, what do we got here? Is this as far as I can zoom in? It is. There are two monsters head this way. We should probably scram. Yeah, let's just head down this hallway. We'll grab some bugs and stuff. Monster Hunter Jazz, please? Yeah, you know what? I think Monster Hunter Jazz might be the move. There's no pause. Why is there no pause? Is there a mod that adds pause? I would be interested in the mod that added pause. Oh god, we gotta scram. Hang on. Here's the pause. We are hidden, right? Maybe there's nothing to hide from. World process tool. Suspend, resume, and restart or force quit the instance of Monster Hunter World. I'll take a look at that after stream. Thanks, Walking on the Sun. Yeah, that sort of thing I don't care about, IRB. Sorry. Just like making the scout flies a little less bright or changing the colors, I don't really care. All right, let's do some gathering. Okay. I missed some stuff back there. I wanted the blue mushroom and antidote herb. Wait a second. I don't know if I've ever gone up here very often. I was Precious Stones. I was using it because there's no pause. What's up here? Blue mushrooms. Okay, we've got maximum blue mushrooms. So Rathian and Anjanath down there. They're yelling at each other, as they do. Did he just wave? Why was our character doing that? Wait, what's he doing with his arm? What are we doing? Who are we waving at? Hello, Barthas. Think he's shielding his eyes? Could be. Does this drop down in there? I bet it does. I've never done this before. I think they're looking around. It was just weird. There's also this universal pause button. Let me pop that open into a tab real quick. Thank you, Walk on the Sun. It's on a GitHub page. Now that seems appealing. Anybody who uses GitHub instead of a frickin' Nexus mod manager page is a real one. Okay, what's in here that we can gather? Flow ferns. Nothing we really need. I feel like I want to go explore some of these caves over here. So that means we just need to go through this area, I think. Sun's coming up. Will I reach Master Rank at some point? Probably so, Game God. I don't know when, though. Okay, there's lots to gather down in here from what I remember. There's like spider webs and stuff. We'll probably need spider webs if we want to make traps. More honey. Does not light things up very much, that bright moss. I'm gonna turn down the music just slightly. Can you make trap tools out of gathered items? I don't think so. That might be one of the items that we have to buy from the guild. But if we're trying to live off the land here, we can at least get the other parts of the trap combines. Okay. I wonder, can Insect Glaive just... Hell yeah. Hello, Big G Money, welcome. It can use these tunnels to travel. Does Anjanath come through here for real? It sounds so cramped. Alright, so off this way there's another mining spot. Some geckos. Okay. Here's where we gathered those bones. Anjanath isn't too far from here. How is Zawurl though? We just started off. We're just gathering. We're seeing how much stuff we could gather if we just gathered from the map and not getting things from like the trader and stuff like that. We're also listening to some music. There's the mushrooms. This game is always so dark. I'm gonna turn up the brightness again. That's a lot better. Okay. We screwed around in the cave so long, the honey respawned. That's nice. All right, what else? We've already gotten some honey and some herbs. Here, let's take stock of what we've gotten so far. We've got some potions and mega potions, null berries. We've got 1 spare herb, some spare blue mushrooms and antidotes. We could craft those into herbal medicines if we wanted. All right, cheers, Horfox. I feel like we'll want to get... Oh, it gives you little pings when things respawn on the map, interestingly enough. I feel like we'll want some more herbs and some more mega potions. Let's head out this way, we can get some. Where are we? I feel like I've never seen this room before. Maybe raw meat for stamina? Yeah, either that or we want materials for energy drinks. Hello, Floey. Where are we? Huh. Does this go up to the... Where does this go up to? Okay, I think I know where we're at. It's amazing IG gameplay, isn't it? We're walking around gathering. We are using IG's toolkit to like platform to different spots to gather things, Arsendex, for what it's worth. Okay, we're outside. Is the outside now too bright because we turned the brightness up? Let's see. It's kind of bright. Yeah, it's kind of really bright. Why is it so bright? Is the IG sticking to a wall thing in world easy to do? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Couple bits of Pinkrathian tracks, that's good. Alright, I said we wanted more herbs and such. There's some up here. Monster Hunter HDR. I don't think this game has HDR support, but it kind of fakes it, which I think is what we're seeing there. You can only stick to climbable walls. Oh, okay, well, we'll have to find one. Is there an Anjanath here? No, a Rathalos. There you go. You just hold the direction of the wall, and when you let go, it stays. You can drop. You can jump or scale the rest of the wall? Huh. Here, let's see what it's like on this big one. You can just jump up and then keep sticking it in. Pretty cool. Looks like a pretty inefficient way of climbing the wall. That's sick. You can do like a jump off the wall too. Yeah, you can't. It was with a backwards direction, Nux. Let's grab some stuff up here. Can you stick to other surfaces in Rise? I think you can stick to surfaces in Rise, but I forget how. I never really used it much either. Like every wall? Yeah, maybe so. I guess that's true. Wall runs do exist in Rise, don't they? I need probably wall runnable wall. Every wall. Cool. I never tried it. It doesn't seem like a particularly useful thing, although I don't know. I would, like, honestly, in 4 Ultimate, I really got the hang of running up walls to escape from monsters and then dropping down on top of them or dropping down to get out of the way of a move. It felt good when you pulled it off, so if Insect Glaive's able to do that in combat, it's kind of sick. I liked IG in Rise. Maybe we'll play some more of it soon. Okay. Well, I think we've gathered a reasonable amount of things here. I wouldn't mind more herbs and more honey. Okay, so let's say if I wanted to be quick about it. If I wanted to be quick about it, I think I would run back to this camp and then run out here and grab honey from over there. Okay, herbs, honey. Should be some herbs in here, right? Yeah. Anjanath is out here too. Herb. There's not that much honey on this map, to be honest with you. Okay. I think when we get back from our initial gathering run here, we're going to go ahead and choose some early high rank armor to make and an insect glaive to try and shoot for. If we need to sell things, we can sell some monster parts or some bones and ore. Maybe some armor spheres. I don't plan on upgrading my armor really at all, so. Okay, so this is where I was confused before. Like, this is the tunnel where I was like, I've never been here before. Where, wait. No, this is a different tunnel. How am I tonight, Mr. Chronicles? I'm pretty well. I may have stayed up a bit too late last night playing Halo. I may have played the entire night's worth of Halo last night after stream. See, this is the tunnel where I was like, I don't know where I am. So I kind of slept a lot today, having stayed up and played like 6 hours of Halo. Let's grab one more round of ore and stuff from down here and then we'll head back. Single player or multiplayer? I was playing multiplayer. I haven't bought the campaign. I haven't, Vio, I might finally check out Game Pass for the campaign, but also I might also uninstall Halo because I can't seem to be responsible about it. I'm always staying up until like all hours of the night playing multiplayer when I really should be sleeping, so it's like... Might try Game Pass, might uninstall the game, we'll see. I think it's fun, I really enjoy playing it, but it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's too easy to play that game for a lot of hours in a row. Okay. I just don't have that kind of time. All right, let's see here. I guess let's head back. Back to Astera. See what's what. Coffee's gone, but cheers to you guys. We are so broke. I think I might sell a lot of our other equipment that we've got right now. We've got like some great swords, and I think I'm gonna sell the other weapons we've got. I always assumed that the Chronicles and Ristretto Chronicles was from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I've played that game a long time ago, but no, the Chronicles is just, it's just a word. That sucks, Nox. I'm sorry. A shortcut to happiness. Got the rope lift. Princely prawns. Okay. Let's take stock of the items we've got in our item box. So we've got like a couple trap tools, but we really don't have a lot in the way of some of those items that we need. We have a bunch of ancient potions somehow. That seems fishy. Why do I have those? I'm tempted to sell them. We'll just leave them in the box. DLC pack? Yeah. Can you not manage equipment at this? Okay, change equipment. Equipment box. How do I sell something? Sell equipment. You can think of this as a point where we're starting fresh in our playthrough. Also as a vain attempt to get me to try and solo main a weapon. Can't multi-main weapons if you don't have any weapons. There. Now we got some Zenny to play with. Yeah, GU is crazy with how much it gives you. Hello, Full Metal Dragon. Okay. Let's see. Have we unlocked any high rank armor yet? Yes. Yes, we have. Leather. There's alpha and beta in high rank. We have chainmail and chainmail beta. Only gives Master Gatherer, huh? We'll see, Floey. At least tonight. Slinger capacity, stealth, Master Gatherer, scout fly range up, scholar, and Centown. That sounds cool. What does Master Gatherer give? Speeds up gathering and prevents knockbacks while gathering. Start playing Monster Hunter World on PC because you finally have a decent PC. Enjoying it. Nice. I hope you enjoy your playthrough renditioning. Wonder why the Master Weapon Collector was suddenly selling his entire stock. Cause this isn't that kind of a playthrough, is what I would say. I'm not doing a massive collection playthrough right now. King Beetle. I genuinely love this armor set. I feel like oh my god. That's sick, Dog Crotchel. I wish I could run it that well. Evade Window, Quick Sheath, Botanist, Honey Hunter, and Forager's Luck. What are these skills? Why does this game's control so weird? Okay. 1 extra honey per gatherer. 1 extra consumable herb per gather. 1 extra consumable herb, fruit, nut, or seed. Increases the likelihood of rare gathering point spawning. These sound great. Bummer the helm has evade window. I don't want evade window. Not quite into Iceborne stuff? No, we just started high rank. Mosswine mask. Focus, affinity sliding. Gajau. Pookie. Rathian, Zora. Harvest. Handicraft, huh? Look at Zora. It's cool looking. Starting to look like a Digimon. It's quite the armor set, isn't it? What would it give? It would give Botanist 4, Evade Window, Quick Sheath, Honey Hunter, and Forager's Luck. Monster Broth, Omniplaga Sac, or Omnipelgia Sac. Vespoid Carapace, Thunder Sac, Torrent Sac, Toxin Sac, Inferno Sac. I don't think I can get those quite yet. I also don't have all the great Hornflies I would need to make that. So I don't think we can really make that set quite yet, but we'll look into it later. I wouldn't mind wearing a set like that later on. Master Fisher increases the time window for reeling in fish. Just takes Jagger's parts. Demon Michael. Hi, welcome to the stream. We're just starting high rank, so we're moving kind of slowly, choosing some early armor to make. Listen to some Monster Hunter jazz. You see my doppelganger? Maybe if I was really old. He's an old dude. We need to change his hair up. It's time for, we're starting high rank, it's time for a new look. We'll do that in a minute. We're doing all kinds of fun stuff tonight. Speed sharpening sounds pretty nice. How do you get speed sharpening on this set? Those legs. Okay. So a little bit of armor there. Probably don't need attack boost. I'd love to have speed sharpening. You can't craft decos, right? Do we care about stealth? Not really. I think most of these skills suck, to be honest. Maybe so. Well, in any case, let's upgrade our insect glaive, or look at what insect glaives we could make. We can upgrade it to the ore insect glaive at rarity 5. We can actually make the we can make the rarity 5 version with some carbolite. Which would be 434 raw. Speed boost Kinsect on Kulu and Tsitsi. Both of these would be good. The Kulu one has some affinity too, which is nice. 465 on the Frost Blade 2. That's pretty nice. Elemental boost Kinsect though. A couple of slots. Rathalos Insect Glaive? Yeah, it's in here, I saw it. 496 blunt boost from the Hard Bone Rod 3. No iced tea. I may have stayed up an additional 6 hours after our stream last night playing Halo, and so I kind of just slept most of the day today. Not proud. Looks like we can make the Diablos Insect Glaive. The rarity 5 one has a lot of raw. That would be really strong for this point in the game. Look at all these choices. How can I even see this Kieran tree? We haven't fought Kieran. The single player? No, I was playing multiplayer all night. We just have to fight Jyratodus. Yeah, you can get the strongest insect wave if you want to fight Jyratodus for it. Maybe we won't do that. I think for now, I'm just going to upgrade this ore one. We'll look into some other ones soon. Okay. Master Gatherer doesn't sound super useful to me. I don't know, though. Yeah, this sounds more useful to me. I'm gonna add that to our wish list. Master Gatherer is amazing. I just don't feel like I get knocked back by small mobs that much. Amzing. Looks like we can still get Master Gatherer on the waist. Oh yeah, we were gonna get speed sharpening, weren't we? Which was gonna be alloy, yeah. So it was gonna be. Need some matcha light for that. Are you doing a mix set? Yeah. Mix set is gonna give... It's gonna look like that, which is ugly. We might have to play around with it a little bit, but it's gonna give speed sharpening, attack boost, defense boost, master gatherer, scout fly range up, and scholar. Just something early on. The attack really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If we had a better gathering skill, we'd probably take that, to be honest. There just aren't a whole lot of gathering skills here on the chess piece that I want. There aren't any gathering skills on the chess piece that I want, so why not use attack boost? Okay. So Jagras bits, quality bone, matcha light. Okay, so mostly just ore and Jagras, but where do we get quality bone? Thanks, Big G. I appreciate it. I'm gonna look it up. Or actually, do we have any quality bone? No, it doesn't look like we do. Rest well, Big G. The speed up though, we're still getting it. We're still getting Master Gatherer. It's just from a different piece. Okay, so you can get it from quest rewards from certain quests. You can get it gathering in the high rank Coral Hot Note from the Tail Rider Safari. Dude, World Karanico is a trip. Okay, high rank Ancient Forest. Hey, Skiffy. High rank Rotten Vale, high rank Coral Highlands. Yeah, you can get it in high rank maps just from gathering at bone piles. Okay, so we're gonna go out and get some ore and some bones and some Jagras materials and come back and make this set. But first, we're gonna switch up our hairstyle. We're also gonna save this low rank set. How do you do sets? Ah, I found it. It's been so long, dude. Right, I have a freaking... Wait. Okay, rename. And I have an actual keyboard in front of me. That's actually really weird, getting to type on an actual keyboard in a Monster Hunter game. No charms. I haven't made any yet. We'll make one. We'll make probably a botanist charm or something. All right, let's head to our room. We need a new hairstyle for high rank. I've recently decided I think I'm okay with pompadours in games for my characters. Where is this option? Head armor. Hide. Yeah, let's get it. I don't want a pompadour in real life, but I think I'm okay with my character having a pompadour. All right, let's see here. What else do we want to gather off the map? Like, let's see. Let's start making some stuff. This is crazy, by the way. This particular UI where it goes 3 levels deep to let you craft stuff. This is insane. It's cool. It is cool. It's just nuts. Never knew about that. It'll do it if you don't have the materials, like I don't have mega nutrients right now. It'll drill in here to let me craft mega nutrients. Which is kind of nutty. Energy drinks are nitro shrooms and honey. I think we'll just go with raw. We'll just go with raw meat. That is very nuts. I think so too. All right, let's put away our nullberries and our blue mushrooms and our dung pods. We're gonna gather some more off the map. Yeah, I'll bring some potions with me. Do I have any raw meat? I don't. We'll have to get some. Oh wait, I do. Here, let's sort this box. How about? Let me, oh God. I still find this UI really, really weird. Is this where raw meat is? Yeah, raw meat's in a different spot than the rest of the meat. That's so odd. We'll cook it when we're out there. Okay. I don't need anything else for a gathering quest. Why did you waste half of your blue mushrooms on herbal medicine? What else do you use what else do you use blue mushrooms for in this game, Lassonid? I guess mega nutrients, but I wanted herbal mushroom, or I wanted herbal medicine. Why did you waste half of them? Because I wanted them. Thank you, Sleepy Soldier. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the sub. I hope you've been enjoying the stream. I gotcha, Shadow upon the Tempest. That makes sense. Well, let's grab some herbs. Wow, you can really see the glow of Astera over there, can't you? Very rainy today. Let's see, we're here for Jagras and bones and mining. And just general gathering items. So let's grab some herbs and honey and stuff on our way there. Well, cheers. I'm glad that's the case, Sleepy Soldier. We need these Jagras bits. We'll fight them in a second. Well, time to fight. I have about 700 hours in World. You haven't cooked a single meat? Yeah, well, we're living off the land, man. Where'd those Jagras go? There they are. Whoops. It's neat that they run away. There's a Kulu-Ya-Ku on the map. How much defense does this set have? This set has 127 defense. I wonder if our new set will have more or less. You'd assume more, because it's a high rank set, but we'll see. Okay, so if this is not the way down to where all the ore and stuff is, maybe it's up here. I was not able to climb onto this like I wanted to. I don't think so, Shadow upon the Tempest. Does this go where we want to go? I think this goes where we want to go. Oh. That does look kind of cramped, doesn't it? There's an NPC down here. For some reason I thought that was a Fulguranjanath. That'd be pretty scary in high rank. Who's down here? Oh. It's a cat. Hello, cat. Place Wyvern Blast in a broad ring around yourself and just let them hit it. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Hey, we got some quality bones from that. What am I saying? Wait, carrier ant cargo. Thanks for the Jagger scale. I needed that. Spirit Shroomcap. A precious mushroom from the ancient forest possesses a fantastical glow. A glowing mushroom. I don't know how I'd feel if I found a glowing mushroom. How many ants does it take to carry a scale? Probably quite a few. Sorry for the game being so dark. I thought we needed quality bones for a couple different armor pieces, but it looks like just one there. Need more matcha light. I think underneath this branch there's a mining spot. Yeah. There's still another mining spot here? Where? Oh, okay, it's back this way. Okay. We're gonna need more Jagras hide. Total required materials. Okay, so we need some more Jagras hide, some more quality bones, and some more matcha light. So more bone spots, more ore spots, more Jagras. There's a bone spot over there in that clearing. There's an ore spot back there. Let's go that way. So that would be back this way, past the cat. Grab another spider web here. There's a mining spot that I missed. I think we may have just ended our music there. I think... No, this is the wrong way. This is not where I wanted to end up, but you know what? We can get some more Jagras and materials and stuff here, so that's fine. Again, there's no pause, so let's try hiding, so I can put on more music. This is kind of funny, I have to do this. Okay. Oh, there's not enough. We're leaving. Goodbye. there something flying in here? No, there was a wrath flying above, though. That's cool. Isn't there usually a mining spot over here? Maybe not. Oh, there is. I just missed it. Where is it? Oh, I'm just blind. I see it now. It's just real dark. Okay, bones are going to be up this way along with honey. I guess there's supposed to be honey in here. Yeah, there it is. There's also some dung we can grab. And some more Jagras. I need some more bits from them. I think we just need hide from them. Do we have enough now? Maybe we have enough now. No, we do need one more Jagras hide plus and some more Matchalite. We're good on the bones though. Where'd that Jagras run off to? There he is. Perfect. We just need Matchalite ore now. For that, the easiest way to get it is probably going to be run back to where we just were because there's so much ore down in that cave. So let's do that. Man, everything's very gray when it's raining here. World OST sure slaps. Hello, Marths. Welcome. We are trying to gather as much as we can, just straight up off the maps. Or straight up off the maps. That's kind of what we're up to tonight. Had a good day? I mostly just slept. It's funny having it be so dark outside and then coming in here and having it be like all these glowy tracks. I saw y'all were playing Halo and I hope you had fun. Just need more Matchalite. Very atmospheric. Almost makes up for how easy Iceborne Narga is tracking it through the darkness. Well, I hope you still had a good time, Marths. Yeah, tonight we're trying to make some early high rank armor. We'll probably decide on an insect glaive to go make. There's a couple. We still need 2 more matchalite. I think we have 1 more gathering or mining spot, or a couple more actually. Is that what you sent me in DMs, Marths? Are there mining spots further up the tree? Not really. I guess we gotta go back to the Jagras clearing again if we want more mining materials. That's okay. I don't think it's far from here. Okay, where are we now? Where are we? Okay, we're up here. That's not at all where I wanted to go. What is glowing here? Okay, now we're inside. In order to get to the Jagras area from here, you want to, like, go through the clearing. This map is insane. Go through the clearing and, like, come out here. Is the sun poking through? I guess there's some kind of sunlight coming through. It's funky. Alright, we've got a mining spot. Please give me my matchalite. Ah, so close. Yeah, I think the sun's coming out. I don't see it up in the sky yet, which is kind of confusing, but the game thinks the sun's coming out. Okay, there we go. I think we got everything we needed there. Let's head back. That does sound kind of nuts, Smarts. Some cool tech. Zora Magdaros has appeared. Oh no. I might have to sell some more stuff in order to craft all this armor. Yeah, we're gonna need 4,000 more Zenny, I think, to craft the final piece. Yeah. Very broke all of a sudden. Any more golden eggs? There probably were some eggs I could have sold. What did you just sell? I don't know how I have a level 4 decoration this early in the game. It was given to me for some event or something. Or for like logging in. I don't know. I don't like that the game gives you weird bonuses for logging in like that, so I sold it. That pompadour. Don't worry about it, Ice-T. I don't like using that skill anyways. It was given to me for free randomly. I don't like getting some random stuff for free. I don't like that skill. It was an earplugs level 4 deco, I think. I'm never gonna use. Don't like any random stuff for free, but it's Christmas time. I sold a decoration that chat is upset that I sold a decoration, Martz. They would have liked me to not have sold the decoration. I don't know. I kind of don't like that this game just randomly gives you stuff for logging in like it's an MMO. So I got rid of it. Okay. We've made some high rank armor. It has 186 defense, so it does have more defense than previously. And we have attack boost 3, speed sharpening 3, defense boost, master gatherer, botanist level 1, scout fly range up, and scholar. Which, seeing as we're going to be gathering a bunch of things, will probably help. Hello, Tribe of Tom. See if I can upgrade our Kinsect, and let me see if I can upgrade that charm. We probably can't. I feel like upgrading charms comes a lot later in the game, but no, we just need quality bones. Heck yeah. Take that. We also just need a few more Carbolite to upgrade our Insect Glaive. I'm very confused by what you just said, Ice-T. Alright, so this is a blunt type Kinsect. Our Glaive is a severing boost Kinsect, though. So we probably want to start making a severing Kinsect. Alright, we need a Monster Bone M. And then I want to do the Wind Chopper. So we'll need some Matcha Light. Dude, wish lists are the best. Wish lists are just the best. Okay, Hornitar Inner Wing. Sell the Attack Jewel? No, I want the Attack Jewel. I don't like using earplugs in any of the games. The only occasion I use earplugs is like hellish double wrath in the arena quests. Wind plugs. Look out for those wind plugs. I don't know if I like the Pompadour. I think I'm changing it. Then we'll go hunt something, I guess. There's some crazy hairstyles in this game. And many of them are just premium hairstyles. I think I bought some hairstyles when I played Monster Hunter World and Rise as well. I don't feel like double dipping though, is the thing. Dude. Oh my god, the hair clip's so bad. Hi, what's up? Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, that hair clips pretty hard, doesn't it? Let's see what it looks like when we're like running around. It still clips pretty hard. Okay, can I turn off head armor and see if it looks better? It's a little better with the head armor hidden. Alright, what are we going to do next? I guess something I'm curious about is I think I might try and go out and slay, I don't know, one thing in an expedition per map and just try and gather things and fight early high rank monsters, if that makes sense. I want to be able to make traps. Right now we don't have many trap tools, but we probably also don't have a lot of nets or thunderbugs. So I want to keep making more nets. How do you make nets? Net. Ivy and spiderweb. So we want to craft some, we want to collect some of both of those. I'm gonna buy some more trap tools, because I don't think you can't make trap tools. I wish you could. I don't know what you would make them out of, but I wish you could. Let's buy some more tools. That hair, oh my god. The hair clips so hard. It's kind of impressive. I don't think I can deal with that. Hey buddy, may we please have some trap tools? Okay, so we'll want to try and make sure we're getting ivy and spider webs and thunderbugs on the maps as well, so we can keep crafting traps. We spent a lot of time in the ancient forest, so why don't we go ahead and head out to a different map. Let's go to the Wildspire Waste and hunt something there. We already hunted Rathian and Pookie Pookie, so I guess let's go hunt a high-rank Jyratodus. Everyone's favorite. Gather some things on this map. Try and get ourselves a Jyratodus. We'll start with the Jyratodus and then we'll go ahead and do some gathering. Start off by eating. The hair is crazy. Aw, the Apsaros got away. They look amazing in this game. I haven't really stopped to look at the Apsaros, to be honest with you, but they look exactly like Apsaros would. If only they weren't kind of wimpy in this game. It's a blessing and a curse, that. Alright. We'll open up the map and look towards some of the gathering stuff in a minute. For now, let's go get the, let's go hunt the Jyratodus. Max meat. We do have max meat. We're gonna cook some of it. Does it still play the jingle even if I have my music turned off? It doesn't. Did I get a well done steak? I did. That was a pretty... It's a pretty big color difference there. Cook a few of these. I want to do 2 more. Missed the double spit? Me too. Double spit, I don't know why they would have ever taken that away, to be honest. It's just like objectively really cool. Granted, you could say the same thing with Dos's themed spits as well. Why would they ever have taken those away? Scenic view to cook meat? It is a pretty scenic view to cook meat. Dos has what now? Dos has different themed spits. There's the the man barbecue spit, the woman barbecue spit. I think there's a cat barbecue spit. Dos has some interesting stuff. All different jingles? Yeah, that's what I mean by themed. What even is Dos? Dos is some mint ice cream. Why did that stagger? Alright, well, this is our first high rank Jyratodus. Get back here. Did decent damage. Okay, let's try and get him out. Okay, so someone was telling me, I was doing some research about mounts in this game, that it takes about 10 stabs per, well, I suck. It takes about 10 stabs per spot on the monster's body to finish the mount, and you can stab faster if you're on its back, like whatever part of the monster the back is. You'll stab faster there. I was trying to learn about how World's mounts works, because they always feel kind of weird to me. Okay, so we're on the back now. Does it seem like I stab faster? I think so, yeah. Yeah. Just gonna mash right through this. That drained most of our stamina. But this is a lot more than 10 stabs. I don't know what they're talking about. I think we did stab faster, but I don't know if it made the mount any faster. Alright, speed sharpen. Shink. Thanks, Gajao. Where's orange buff on this guy? Nope. Missed a little bit with that. I was trying to do that stab down into that spiral move he was doing, but I missed. We gotta get in the training room and figure out which parts of the dive actually deal the most damage, because I'm not familiar with it. It's kind of like the switch axe morph attack from axe to sword, where it's like, or, you know, the big morph attack from wild swings. It's like, which one of those hits actually does the most damage? I don't know. It's a very bright sky. Dang. Okay, the tail is orange. That's what I thought it would be. Nice whiffs there. Okay, I couldn't stagger him out of that one. Almost. Yeah, I know only the final hit of it actually does mount damage, right? Yeah, we had someone talking about that the other night, how it'd be neat if that new monster announced for Rise, Sunbreak, could become bipedal once it was charged up. Oh, walked right into it. At least this Jyratodus is dealing good damage to us. I think that's a good thing. I don't really want to fight it over there in the claustrophobic area with all the mud. Not actually sure if I'm hitting Jyratodus in the right spots. It's now nighttime. Are Piscean wyverns evolved to look like fish, or fish evolved to look like wyverns? I have no idea. Hello, Paku Paku. What's good? We're playing some Monster Hunter World. Having one of our weekend world streams. We just started high rank, so I made a fresh insect glaive, made some fresh armor. Now I'm just trying to take out some monsters in some of the high rank expeditions. I guess we're also supposed to be gathering pink Rathian tracks, which we'll do a little bit of here in a minute. I'm mostly just seeing how high rank feels. Where did the Ray emote go? It is a follower emote. I moved it because we had some new emotes join our subscription emotes. We only had so many spots for the subscription emotes, and so if you use the follower emotes, you'll be able to use the Ray, the IAA. It's still around though. If you're on mobile, it might not show up because Twitch's mobile apps are like behind always. But on desktop, if you use the follower emotes, you're able to see it. Whoops. You do be on mobile. I wish Twitch, if they were gonna like... I wish Twitch would keep their mobile apps up to date. Like, if you're gonna give me an option to make an emote of ours available to followers that they can use, like anybody who follows the channel can use the Ray emote. It's available. I wish they would also make that available on mobile. Oh well. Oh no. Yeah, there it is. You might be able to still use it if you type in the emote code. Yeah, it's IAA, Ristra IAA. If you type the emote code in, you might still be able to use it. You just might not see it from the emote picker itself. This guy's taking longer to put down than I thought I was going to. Drop the capital R, Paku Paku, and it should work. There it is. So that's a nice workaround until they update their darn mobile app. Best emote on Twitch easily. I'm glad you like it. I have to admit, I'm a fan of some of my newer emotes, which is why they're part of the sub emotes. And not Ristra IAA. Uchi's been doing a really, really good job making some new designs recently. I thought I had Master Gatherer. Maybe that's not the same thing as Master Carver. Apparently it's not. Gajao, could you let me carve, please? up. Let me carve the Jyratodus, you jerks. You're next. Rip sharpness. There, dumb fish. I like that Gajau, like their models, I mean, obviously these are newer models, but the same design of Gajau is in Monster Hunter Tri and 3 Ultimate, and they're just called fish. It's funny. Okay, so that was our hunt. We hunted Jyratodus. Now, I want to gather some stuff in this map. We want to try and get some bone piles and mining done. I'm also looking for things like thunderbugs and ivy. Let's see. So up here in the area with all the flowers, there's plenty of sleep herbs and herbs. There's also a bunch of nullberries down here. We should probably grab all these. Look at all these nullberries, my goodness. There's a spot with a bunch of bone piles, which I'm familiar with. And then underground, you've got a bunch of mining spots all clustered together, along with some, or actually that's above ground, that's in the middle. There's some bone piles there too. Now, up by the Wildspire, we have some thunderbugs, it looks like. So this is a good map for those. What about ivy, though? It's kind of hard to tell the difference between herbs and ivy. It looks like most of the green herbs that are on the map are not ivy, but are herbs. Yeah. How about over here? Herb, herb, herb. There's some honey over here. Bunch of fire herbs over here? Yeah. How'd you like coming back to the forest? I mean, I got lost. Don't remember if there's any ivy. We could search. The game gives you a search tool for it. We'll try that in a minute. First, we're just going to collect a bunch of nullberries. There is? Yeah. You open up the map. You hit filter. You go to filter icons. Oh. Maybe that's just a Rise feature. Never mind. You can filter, but you can't search. That's a Rise edition. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I misremembered it. The Rise search is pretty nice. It doesn't show living entities on the Rise map, though, which is kind of a bummer. If you're looking for small monsters, it's really hard to find them in Rise. Whereas on this game, it shows the small monsters on the map. Spoiled by a baby game. Hey, I'll have you know that's quality of life, and so it's objectively better. Alright, we've maxed out on nullberries. We should go back and grab that honey. I don't even know what that voice was, Paku Paku. There's another Jyratodus. Nice sharpness, by the way. Thank you. I'm proud of it. Maybe the honey. Oh, it's up there. All right, there's no pause, so hang on. We gotta find a spot to hide. Can't hide here. I think you can hide in these rushes. Okay, we're paused. How are we doing on herbs? I bet we can gather a full 10. We're running low on potions. Here, let's craft. Yeah, let's craft those. Let's try and make a full set of 10 potions and have 10 herbs on us. There's a bunch of herbs around this area. There's some back over there by the Jyratodus nest, and there's scattered around here, as well as up by the first place we were here. The first place we were here, as well as up by the camp. The first place we were here. Okay, so now we now have maximum potions, which means we're going to start accruing herbs, which is what I would like. You can see our botanist charm putting in work, getting us more herbs from each gathering spot. It's pretty nice. This is my favorite area in this game. It's so pretty. It's interesting that consumables are lit so differently from the rest of the environment. Part of that's wire bugs, part of that's scout flies, but they are lit a little differently than the other parts of the grass. Love the Rotten Vale. The Rotten Vale music's amazing. Rotten Vale is a really cool environment. It's just very unique in the series. There's a Pookie up there. Some kind of carcass here. Okay, there's a bunch of herbs, but that Pookie's in the way. Oh, not quite. Come on. Let me up there. Yeah. Oh, are we maxed out on herbs? I think it looks like it. Yep. Okay, cool. And at this point, I want to try and go get some bones. I think that's what we need right now. Yeah, quality bones, Carbolite ore, monster bone M, Matcholite, Hornitar inner wing. Hey, Apple Bud. So yeah, let's head over to the bone gathering spot. It's funny just hearing Kushala theme while walking around this map. Rotten Vale, the Rotten Vale's whole environment is built into a Dalmadur skeleton, yeah. It's pretty cool stuff. Next time we're there, I'll have to try and look and see if we can see how that is. We mine so quickly with Master Gatherer. Ice-T, you were right, this skill's nice. I like your outfit, little cat. Okay, so above us now is where the bones are. That's the biggest thing you've learned in years? Literally, Dalmadurs are huge. Hello, we on that ultralight beam. Are they obvious? It's like the map is built into the skeleton. Like the shape of the map is kind of built into the Dalamadur skeletons. Love how you can see the Wildspire glowing at night. It's cool. That is some fast gathering. That's some more pink Rathian tracks, that's good. Are more of those around? Nope. There's a mining spot here, though. I didn't realize this was here. It's quite the jump. Hello, Roberto Warren, excuse me. Welcome, welcome. We just got into high rank and realized that our supplies of items were sorely lacking. So we're spending some time hunting some monsters in the early high rank expeditions and gathering. Thanks for the follow. Cheers. I hope you're down to watch some Monster Hunter. We're also gathering tracks towards the Pink Rathian quest, which is, I think, our next kind of story beat. So doing some expeditions around the maps and spending time walking around really isn't the worst thing we can be doing. Max herb. Alright, out here I wanted to get some thunderbugs. We should eat. Hello, Major Guns. You have popcorn ready just in case. Tonight's stream will feature no rants about mods. Alright, where are those thunderbugs? Tonight's stream is literally us just chilling out and gathering things. I hope your popcorn is tasty anyways. They're like sunning themselves, these bugs. How do you get them to stick in the ground? Never really understood that mechanic. There's not a mechanic. It just randomly appears sometimes, Applebud, and you have like probably 30 to 40 seconds before that meteor that hits the ground breaks. So when they spawn, it's usually important to try and run over and get them. Can sometimes be kind of dangerous though. It's the only way to get, oh, I forget the name of the drop. There's a certain drop that's tied to those that you can't get anywhere else, so it's important that you try and mine them when they do drop. Never really saw them too often. There's a specific sound effect of when one drops and gets stuck on the ground. It's a specific kind of clink that you know a meteor just stuck. At first, you just have to watch out for them, but eventually you can listen for them. Shattered Omen. Thank you, Horfox. Yeah, Shattered Omens are only from those. So it's important to try and mine from those when you can. I was happy the other night when we did Dalamadur with Faustin. I got quite a few Shattered Omens. Wow, this is bright. Holy crap, game. Is Rise really short on content? High rank 7-star gathering. No wonder the Rise hype didn't last as long as Worlds. I personally don't think it's very short on content. I think there's a lot of quests, a lot of stuff to do. There's no grind, which I think is what most people are looking for. The charm grind was kind of whack. I didn't really do a whole lot of grinding. Yeah, I don't understand Ice-T. Just used to having a G rank? Well, you won't have to wait that long. It's coming next year. Yeah, I mean, like comparing it to something like World Iceborne, where you've got the guiding lands and you've got some really high level content at the end of the game. It's like, it's a little different. The event quests they're releasing now, if you haven't jumped back into Rise recently, sound like they're a lot harder. They're releasing versions of the Apex monsters that are super scaled up. Now, granted, those don't give any higher drops, but I don't know. Some people want tough stuff. Some people want to grind. Some people want some kind of progression system. I don't know. Different people have different wants from that kind of thing. For what I wanted out of a Monster Hunter game, I was really pleased with it, where there were lots of quests for me to check off my completion list. There were lots of really cool weapon designs to collect, especially if you didn't upgrade your armor. Some of the monsters hit pretty hard, and you had to really focus on learning the new Rise patterns for the monsters, which was pretty neat. I even came to like Rampages eventually, but I don't know. I can understand also the opinion of just like that game not being your thing. If you just really didn't like the wire bugs, or you just really didn't like Rampages, or you didn't really care about completing much stuff, you just got to the end and went, there's nothing to do. I don't know, I can understand why that game wasn't for you. For me, I really liked it. You like making sets and just simply playing co-op? I gotcha. The super amped quests don't interest you at all. Only reason you do them is for better rewards, which they tend to have. Yeah, there are, I mean, like, it's true. We haven't really had a high rank title here since Generations, Biotech. So when you say most people haven't played just a high rank game, it's true. World was its own high rank game. And it honestly, World's high rank was probably a little bit more fully featured, I feel like, than a lot of high ranks in the series, to be honest. Yeah. There's like a meme about a Monster Hunter cycle. There's definitely like a cycle, and it's definitely not just a meme. But also, people like not jiving with certain types of content is also totally like realistic, and that's not just a meme. So, I don't know. There's something to be said about people not really... I don't know. I think people should probably recognize when they're bashing on a particular game just because it's like the newest game, or just because it's the last game and they want the new game, or vice versa, or whatever it is. But also, it's okay to have valid complaints like, I didn't really like that these new quests that came out in Rise didn't have any increased rewards tied to them. That's a valid complaint. Them not giving you incentive to do some of the tougher challenges in the game is a pretty big flaw for a lot of folks, I think. Doesn't bother me too much because I just want tough fights. I don't care if they give me tougher or bigger rewards or not. I just want tough things. But some people really do want increased rewards from that kind of stuff, and for them, it's a big flaw. Let's grab those Thunderbugs again before we go. We'll head back shortly. There's a cactar. I think also there's just the culture shock from a lot of folks. Like, obviously, probably not folks in this chat, but folks in general, I feel like a lot of them came in with World, like, I mean, statistically, there's going to be a lot more people who started with World, just numerically, many more people. And to those folks who are getting into the groove of things, being like, yeah, there's this big expansion, there's loads of updates, and then just having the game stop getting updates, they're like, dude, what the hell? Why would I go back and play this game that has like half the monsters, yo? That sucks. Like, I think a lot of folks were starting to view this as something that was going to get updated over and over and over again. And that's just not the case. And I think that's a good thing for a lot of reasons, but I think that expectations could have been set a little bit better for that, for many people. And just there's a lot of disparity in terms of like people's expectations and what it actually is as far as that goes. Like, I sure hope that none of these games turn into live service games in that way. I don't think that this style of combat can sustain years of power creep and years of updates and stuff. There was a torrent sack. New optional quests are available. All right, we have some bounties. We have some deliveries we can make. We can upgrade our charm. We can upgrade our kinsect. Cool. Yeah, I think so too, Vile. And like, specifically, I remember when World first came out, I remember folks from Destiny coming over and being like, yo, this is the new game for us. Like, a lot of them, which surprised me because it's just not a shooter, but like, I think a lot of folks came over looking for a game that had fun things that they could grind through relatively quickly and continue to like get a grind out of, whether it was like grinding for decorations or grinding the guiding lands and stuff like that. This is just be, even though Worlds and Rise look similar, Worlds felt more user-friendly and Rise is more like handheld Monster Hunter. Yeah, clearly. World changed up a lot of conventions about the series, and Rise returns to some of the conventions from the series beforehand, in terms of how the game was structured, in a lot of ways. Hello, hello Horfox, welcome back. I'll be honest, this is cozy. Sitting here, gathering, talking a little bit of Monster Hunter, listening to some music. World weekend? Yeah. We're starting high rank tonight. Oh, I'm broke. Shoot. Well, in that case, I think it's time for us to do some quests. Googly-eyed green monster, sleeping sylvan queen, keep your hands to yourself, a crown of mud and anger, up to your waist in the waist, brown desert green queen, and pookie pookie ambush. I think we're gonna start with Kulu-Ya-Ku. Get some quest reward. Yeah, we'll get 6,000 Zenny. I'll take that. And we'll get some Kulu materials. I have yet to get Kulu materials. Vote Rathian. We already did Rathian. I'm trying to make sure I've fought like a little bit of all the monsters in high rank. All right, let's put away some of the items we don't need. All right, what else stuff? So this was just for gathering stuff. Do I have raw meat? I don't have any more raw meat. That's fine. We're gonna grab some traps. We're gonna try and keep traps with us. Do we have trank bombs? I don't know if we do. Oh yeah, we do. We have a few. Okay, so how do we make those? Good evening, the real Kool-Aid Man for life. I like your name. Trank Bomb is Sleep Herb and Perish Room. So we should be grabbing some of those while we're out there. Because we don't have too many. Hello, Voidning, welcome. Everybody's rolling in. All right, so we have a trap, we have Trank Bombs, we have antidotes, we have food, we have potions. We should probably start carrying dung bombs. But not 10, we're gonna bring 5 with us so that we can try and gather up to 10 each time. We're gonna try and gather a bunch of herbs each time. We're gonna try and gather, you know what, at this point, There. I think that's good. I'm trying to think of what other stuff we'd want for an actual monster quest. I think that's it for now. While we're out there, we're gonna try and grab honey. We're gonna try and grab more raw meat. We're gonna try and grab more dung pods, and as well as stuff for sleepers, hair shrooms, thunderbugs, ivy. Why does Monster Hunter Rise feel like an easier Monster Hunter game compared to the last two? So when you say the last two, do you mean Generations and World, the real Kool-Aid Man, or do you mean World and Iceborne? I think there could be a couple of reasons depending on how you're playing the game. All of those? I think Rise is just a high rank game, that's part of it. Whereas Generations Ultimate and Iceborne are both G rank games, and so they have content that reaches up further than some of the difficulty levels in Rise. I think the progression through Village and Hub is pretty streamlined. Whether you're going through low rank Hub or low rank Village, it's pretty breezy to get through. Something I really liked about Rise is that it gives you a lot of options. So for me, what that meant is here, let me preface this. Part of the game that I think is tougher than Monster Hunter World and some parts of Iceborne and Rise is the way the monsters move around and attack. I think their patterns are more complicated and a little bit quicker. And I like that. I think that that's a good way of adding difficulty to newer Monster Hunter, where the players have so many different tools. You gotta elevate the monster's tools to keep pace, to be able to threaten the player's tool set. The player in Rise is given a lot of tools to overpower that, whether that's the wire fall to get out of the way after getting hit, or whether that's some of the Silkbind attacks that are really strong, or just upgrading your armor a bunch. Like, any of those things are going to make the monsters a lot easier to deal with. But what it meant for me is that I could use some Silkbinds that weren't necessarily the most damaging ones just because I liked how they played, or I wanted to avoid the most damaging one. And I could not upgrade my armor, and it forced me to try and focus on those monster patterns in a big way. So, I don't know. I think it's just supposed to be a kind of choose your own path game where you can load yourself up on the highest damage, and you can wirefall out of the way of a bunch of stuff, and you can, I don't know, they give you a lot of freedom there. But I think underneath, I'm really pleased about how the monster patterns actually turned out. I think they're really, really compelling. The monsters in this game don't feel as interesting to learn to me. So far, at least. I haven't gotten to Iceborne's content in a while. But in low and high rank, I feel like the monsters move a little slower and act a little dumber in this game than they do in Rise. And I miss that in this game. So I give them props for that, even if the rest of the game isn't particularly balanced in terms of letting you bully the monsters. That's kind of my take on that, I think. Just start playing GU on the Switch, and it's much harder than World and Rise. The further you go back, the tougher things generally are. Sometimes it's tough in ways that are just genuinely tough. Sometimes it's tough in ways that are a little janky. And there are ways to get used to that and deal with it when it comes to jank. But when it comes to stuff just being tough, like the monster's just fast, you just gotta learn. It's a different mindset usually. As you play through the series, there are different mindsets required, or different portions to do well in the combat. Each Monster Hunter game will teach you something different. Okay, so we're here to hunt the Kulu-Ya-Ku. What else do I still need? Let me see. I still need Carbolite, Monster Bone M, and Hornitar Innerwing. Carbolite I can get by mining. So we might go and do some mining in the middle of the map first. I also wanted to get stuff like Sleep herbs, which I can find here, and perish rooms, which I can find there. All right, I'm seeing a route here. Start off with gathering our 10 herbs. Oh, we're dropping some frames. I'm sorry. Looks like my internet's having some issues at the moment. That should come back in a moment, hopefully. I apologize, you guys. Yeah, exactly, and GU was considered too easy when it came out. Yeah. Yeah, the stream is dropping some frames at the moment. I'm sorry. It should be done. It should fix itself shortly. Yeah, here we go. Or it was coming back. Come on, stream, you can do it. It's dropping frames constantly at the moment. Frame drops? No, it's not just you. There are frame drops. You should still be able to hear me. Usually when the stream is dropping frames, you can still hear my voice for whatever reason. Yeah. Looks like I'm having some kind of internet issues. If it persists longer than a minute here, we'll go ahead and we'll try and take down the stream and I'll reset. I'd rather not do that though. Sometimes it comes back up on its own. Okay, we're good. We're still dropping some. Yeah, that's another thing, Harurush, is like every game in the series has a different balance of challenge. Genuinely. I know it's all Monster Hunter, and you're fighting monsters in all of them, but genuinely across the whole series, the games have different styles of difficulty, whether it's the monsters have loads of HP, or the monsters are really fast, or you are really clunky. Like there's different kinds of difficulty across the games, and so in each game, if you compared the most challenging hunt from every Monster Hunter, and you were like, which one's the most challenging? You would have a hard time picking, because it would be different types of challenge in each one. Looks like the frame drops are over now. If you're still having issues, reload. Beat up the bird? We will once we gather. Yeah, exactly. One thing about the most recent games is that all of them do give you tools to just bully the cast into submission, and it's up to you to make the game something that's more than that. Oh, come on. Don't drop more frames. Yeah, I know, Vio. It's a shame, I think. I think these Monster Hunter games really shine when you aren't able to bully things into submission constantly. Seems to resolve itself. It looks like it's coming back and giving some more issues again. I'm sorry. I think I think there are people who will play a game casually like this and they won't care about optimization and they'll just have like a good time. It'll be like sometimes they'll end up bullying monsters, sometimes they won't. That's fine. I think this game shines when you're kind of forced to interact with its systems, and when you do that, you don't end up overpowering the game. I think in the older games, in order to succeed, you really needed to learn, and you really needed to try and focus on learning the monsters and your weapons, and that was what you needed to do just to succeed, not to bully. I think in these newer games, you can kind of just go through however, and you'll be all right. And then if you do care to learn the systems really intently, you're going to bully stuff. If you're not careful about it. And like some people want to come into the game and just bully, and that's fine. But I think that's not how these games shine best, personally. What happened? It's loading. There are some frame drops currently happening. Let's grab some perish rooms. I'm bothered by these frame drops. I'm sorry, you guys, that's happening right now. If it goes on much longer, I'll reset and we'll try and fix it. Oh gosh. Need bones. And ore. Armorless is tough, Civ. In 5th gen, Armorless, like, I don't know. In older games, naked hunts were about learning the moves and being safe around them, and a little bit less about reacting really fast, kind of more prediction than reaction. I harp on this a lot. But hey, thanks Proto Anthony, cheers. Dude, stream is just dying. I'm so sorry. Hi Proto Anthony, thank you so much for the sub. You might not be able to see me, but you can probably hear me, and thank you. Oh man, okay, we gotta reset. Here, hang on. All right, we're gonna reset the stream. I'm enjoying this conversation, so I'm bummed we have to end here. Welcome back. Thanks. Might just be one of those nights. I hope the conversation was good while I was away. We didn't hunt our Kulu-Ya-Ku yet. You guys can probably hear me even if the stream is stuttering. I'm really sorry. At this point, I haven't restarted my computer, which could be part of it, but I have restarted my router now. So if the problem persists, it's probably just an internet issue. But thank you guys for the welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. We're gonna take on that Kulu-Ya-Ku quest again.
Yeah?
Oh gosh, that's so much honey. I don't want your honey, buddy. We're gonna... How do I tell him to not cultivate anything? You can cultivate latch berries. I don't need those. Internet's dying still? Yeah, I'm hoping it'll settle down. Does the core loop change from person to person? I think the loop of the game... I'm just gonna jump right into your conversation. I think the loop of the game is there, and folks will obviously interpret that loop differently depending on how they want to play the game, but the developers can affect how the majority of players experience their game by changing up different aspects of it. So while they can't control 100% how everyone's going to experience their game, the decisions that they make when making a game a certain way, whether it's hard or easy, whether it's like able to be enjoyed in multiple different ways or only one way, that's going to definitely determine how folks enjoy the game, which is interesting. Feel free and fill me in on any particularly salient points that I missed while I was away. Looks like things have settled down for now. The stream should be running well for you guys. If you're still having issues, try refreshing. It's going well right now? Okay, good. Yeah, right before I left, Jones, I saw that you're a person who likes rolling through the game and then coming back and kind of wrecking the content as fast as possible. And I get that. I think that clearly you and I just are trying to get different things out of the game. Where like I'm trying to be really challenged by 100% of the content that I'm playing through. I want every monster to give me a run for my money. I want to have to try and learn my way through the game like that. And not everybody wants that, and that's okay. I don't know. I think there's room for both to exist. Okay. What are our items like right now? Okay, so we've got 10 herbs. We've got sleep herbs. We can get perish rooms. We can go get some more ore and stuff. I want to get raw meat. I want to cook something. I want to cook a steak real quick. You do not think there's room for both? You don't think something can be challenging all the way through, but then if you go back to it, you can still bully it? Hey Jack, what's up? I might have described it wrong. You can't go back? To what? Rise PC demo? Oh, did you try it for the first time? It's pretty nice. It runs so well, dude. I've been considering just booting up a stream and literally just hanging out in that demo for the entire stream. I haven't recently, but I've been thinking about it. We need more raw meat. Yeah, not much longer to wait for that Rise PC. They all flinched in sync. That they did. I'm enjoying this game tonight. I'm enjoying this like laid back pace we're taking. Gathering, having kind of unconventional goals. Maybe that's one of the strengths of this game. Letting you sit back and do your own thing. Haven't seen Rise on PC yet. How much better is it? It doesn't look phenomenally better. Like this game looks prettier than Rise does. But it runs very smooth, and there are some visual effects that do look nicer. It is very lightweight. Beat up the bird? We will. I want to gather stuff first. I have stuff I want to gather. So they do crossplay. They have said they are not doing crossplay for the initial PC release. I think they've said that for Sunbreak as well, but I personally think they could do it for Sunbreak if they wanted to. Yeah, they've already stated they're not. They're not for the PC release. No cross save, no crossplay. I wish. People got upset because they asked about it in a survey following that, and then also clarified that they weren't going to be doing it for Rise. And people were like, "Why would you even ask on a survey if you couldn't do it in Rise?" And it's like, maybe because they want to know if people care about it? I don't know. Like, I think they should know that people care about it, but also there's nothing wrong with the survey either. Beat up the bird? We will. I'm gonna beat up the bird, I promise you. We just gotta mine stuff. We gotta mine some stuff and gather some stuff first. I forget where you get medium monster bones. We're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe we'll get one from Kulu. Okay, Kulu's up there. I want to mine first, so we're gonna go get some mining stuff. Then we'll go follow Kulu. Oh, hey, it's Baroth. Hey, Baroth. I think I tried to gather this mushroom. Oh, I can't gather. I've got too many. Yeah, we need some carbolite. Hey, it's that sound. We know that sound. Beat up the Baroth? Not yet. Nice. Got the carbolite. There's another gathering spot or two down here. Where's this track from? This is Jumbo Village at night. Jumbo Village is the village from Monster Hunter Dose. Yep, this soundtrack is from Monster Hunter Dose. That's what we're listening to tonight. It's my favorite soundtrack in the series, I think. Hello, Kulu! I was surprised when I fought Kulu in low rank. It actually bullied me a little bit, I think. Paco is so ready for this bird beatdown. You hate Kulu? Why do you hate Kulu? Ugh. I think it's one of the better early game monsters. I mean, like, there are better ones, but it's up there. It's better than the drones. It's better than the GGIs. At least to me it is. Maybe I shouldn't say something is objectively better, but I prefer it. I think it's more interesting than just the great Jaggy or Baggies of the world. It acts like such a jerk. It does, doesn't it? What else is here? Baroth's here. They're all gonna fight. Yeah. After that bird. I think we have some rations we can eat, yeah. Kulu's like a drone with a little mechanic where it can pick things up that makes you stop and think how to deal with it at any given time. It's like slightly more interesting than the drum. I don't think it's much better than the drum or a GGI, by the way, but it's like a little better to me personally. There he is. Yeah, the drones have the potential, and like that's not to say that the GGIs or the drones are like easy baby fights, like they can't hit you or can't kill you, because like it's easy to bully them because they're simple, but then occasionally when they spam moves out the right way, they wreck you because they just spam moves quickly in a way that a lot of monsters in older games just don't. I didn't realize you'd start with World Ice Tea. I'd forgotten that. I probably knew it at some point, but I'd forgotten. Don't grab a rock. He grabbed a rock. They be jab locking? They do. So I don't know what hit zones are. 500 hours into World. If you know what the little stars are in the hunter notes that tell you like, oh, the monster is 3-star weak on this part of its body, like that's like a simplified version. In this game, they don't show you the hit zones. In Monster Hunter Rise, they do show you what the hit zones are on the monsters, which is just like how much damage each part of the monster takes from your attacks. They usually are displayed in a chart that looks kind of intimidating at first, but you just look for big numbers on the chart, and you get the hang of it pretty quickly. It would not take you long. It would not take us long to teach you, Sleepy Soldier. If you want to learn about it, just let us know. Yeah, the actual math calc that goes into damage calculation in this game is silly. It is quite obtuse. I agree. I don't know how to do it. Like, if you asked me to do a damage calculation on stream for money, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do it. I would screw up so badly. But I understand the principles behind some of the damage calc, and so I can be like, oh, I get how this works. Right, I don't have to mash in this game. I agree. Whoops. We gotta turn off that. We should figure out how to turn off that radio menu. I don't want it on. Yeah, damage calculation is not the same thing as a hit zone. That's true. Damage calculation is a lot of different things. Did you even know that? You got over 600 hours in World? That's all good. Options? What do you mean? Sorry. Radio menu. Turn offable. Yeah, I know it is. I don't know where. I can't find it. It's not easy to find in the options menu. Where do I turn it off? Help. Radio menu settings. Type 1, type 2. Okay, you can't turn it off. How do I turn it off? I can't find it. Like, it's item control settings. Where are item control settings? Oh God. Okay. There we go. Type 3. Okay, so now I can control the camera with my D-pad. I can control the item bar with the regular item bar controls, and there's no radio menu. Good stuff. That's what I want. Thank you. I've been meaning to do that. I've been meaning to do that for a while. I was just lazy because I knew it was buried in like a weird obtuse menu, and I just didn't feel like doing it. I think I might play more of this game sometime soon, so it's good that we're finally turning it off. You got rid of the radio menu? Yep, I don't like using it. It is probably better in a lot of ways, but I just don't like using it. I don't like how much space it takes up on the screen, and I don't like something taking away control from my right stick as soon as I hold down a button. I want the right stick to always be camera. Yeah, I was gonna say objectively, but we've been memeing on the word objectively so much in the last day that I decided not to, but it is better in most ways, but I don't like using it. And yeah, for the ranged weapons, you can craft on it. It's pretty great. Like, if I was speedrunning, I would 100% be using the radio menu, but I am not speedrunning, thank goodness. Yeah, exactly, Ice-T. It's super useful, but I don't like how visually large it is and how it takes away your camera control. Same. I missed. Yeah, I can acknowledge how much better it is. It is very, very much better. Ooh, we want to grab these tracks. Don't shoot me. No. Have some work to do on that aerial IG. It's true. All right, I don't think we're getting these tracks. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Out of here. Get. I want these tracks from the Pink Rathian. Leave. Thank you. That's one of those fun things about us humans, like earlier, we like things we're accustomed to. It's true. And like, it's not just that I'm accustomed to it. I genuinely don't like how much visual space the radio menu takes up, and I genuinely don't like it hijacking my camera control. Shiny mushroom. I want the shiny. Got it. Oh, he spiked me into the air. No! Oh well. You don't use it yet, but you plan on doing so. It is functionally better, where it is faster. You can have more options available at any given moment. It's a cool system. there are a couple things about it that I don't like that keep me from using it. That's all. Someday, you know what, like 5-10 years from now, maybe I'll use it, or maybe I won't. I'm also the person who like doesn't want a mini map and stuff like that, so I don't know. Poor Kulu. Run, Kulu, run. No, get back here. Shoot. So that's the cadence of the stabs on the head. If we jump onto the back, I think it was faster, but I can't tell. Why was that mount so short? This mounting system makes 0 sense. That's part of why I'm playing Insect Glaive, is I want to try and understand how mounts work in this game better, and it's just really odd. I want to understand about it. I'm writing about it, so I want to try and understand what the mounts are like controlled by or influenced by, and I just can't figure it out. Oh gosh. Yeah, Martz, I'm still working on a piece about it. I'm moving really slowly. Like, I'm just taking my time writing about it. Not in like, oh, I'm making sure it's really interesting and well thought out writing. I just suck at writing, so it's taking me a long time to write what I want to write about it. But yeah, I'm writing about different control systems for monsters. Well, yeah, to proc a mount, it is a status. It's like applying status. You apply a certain amount of status that's aerial or mount status every time you jump and attack the monster. But like, once you're on the monster, what dictates how long it takes to mash through the monster's attacks? Is it better to brace in world? Is it better to jump around the monster to different spots? Does that make it go faster or slower? Why does it fail? Like, why do you randomly not get the finisher sometimes? Why do you get the finisher? Like, there's really, it's so odd in world. I do not understand how it works. And yeah, I tried talking with folks recently, Vio, folks who've like played a lot of this game, and some of them had like kind of concrete answers about it, and some of them didn't. This Kulu has lived far too long. Yeah, maybe so, Ice-T. I think this Kulu was probably like, maybe not enraged, but exhausted? I don't know. I don't think he was either of those things at the time. He had just eaten. But the mount was super short. God darn it, get back here, you stupid bird. How does this work? How does this work? I can't remember. That was my first attempt at using the claw. I don't remember the controls. They're plastered on the screen. It didn't tell me how to turn the monster. I was trying to turn him and run him into the wall, but it didn't have that on the screen, Ice-T. It had other random stuff on the screen. Maybe he was enraged? I don't know. I don't even know what buttons I'm supposed to press. You pressed the right button? I was pressing circle. He was enraged, you were pressing the right buttons, but they couldn't do anything. Okay, that makes sense then. Well, there's a Kulu hunt. I'm sorry, Vio. And the frame drops are back. Great. Yeah, I do know that part. I didn't realize he was enraged because he was limping away. Kulu kept my internet alive, apparently, because it's not doing too hot anymore. I'm sorry for all the issues tonight, you guys. I've tried what I can on my end to fix it. At least the audio is probably holding up for you guys. I've mercifully forgotten how to metagame the claw. You got a gem with the frames drop? Yeah, I guess so. Mysterious face stone. Are we getting deco random drops now? We are. Anti-para. You're stuttering on your end, but you can understand things. I'm sorry. In the past, audio has not cut off for folks when we've had frame drops. That's interesting. Like I said, I'm sorry we're having so many issues tonight. All right, well, we got Zenny now because we fought that Kulu. Oh no, I'm just shy of being able to make that upgrade. Okay, we still need to get a Monster Bone M. It's perfectly fine. I don't know. I like trying to run a tight stream or like a smooth stream. So anytime there are issues, I'm a little bit bummed. How about the Steel Blade? We're also just like 200 any short of that. We'll sell something for that. Let's go talk to the resource center. Maybe we can sell some of the armor spheres they give us. I also gotta change this hairstyle. I'm not into it. Aw, man, we're dropping frames again. It bums me out so much. It used to bum me out in a big way. I used to get like upset, like mad on stream. Man gets mad on stream that virtual kilobits flying across tiny fiber cables throughout the world aren't working properly. Now I don't get so upset about it. It's just part of streaming. Streaming is one big list of technical difficulties that's always shifting and changing. Tonight, it's frame drops. What's with the hair? I was just trying out different hairstyles. I don't like this hairstyle. We're gonna change it. Glad you got over that phase. I think it's just something where it used to make me really anxious and upset, Iced Tea, and it still makes me kind of upset and anxious, but not like it used to. I think, I don't know how many things used to make me feel anxious about streaming. Not as many. There weren't loads of things that made me feel anxious about streaming, but I think the number of those things has decreased as time has gone on, and we've done more and more of it. All right, let's change that hair. I'm just gonna keep rolling and hoping that it smooths out. I'm sorry that I can't do much to fix it. Those tiny fiber optic cables be failing us tonight. There's some fun hairstyles, dude. There's some fun hairstyles in here. It's kind of weird going through this menu and seeing a bunch of them that are just not available. Doesn't feel like a Monster Hunter game in that way. Use the Yukumo hairstyle? What's the Yukumo hairstyle? Do we want dreads? Giant gray dreads. Bald? I thought about bald, to be honest with you. The 3rd gen one? When you say the 3rd gen one, Ice-T, are you talking about... No, that's not it. This one? Default hairstyle? What's the default hairstyle? You had no specific one in mind. Well, you're getting this one. Okay. Let's see. We still need more money, so let's take a look at what other quests we can do. None of these take place at the Coral Highlands, which is kind of a bummer. Let's do a bear off. Passes the drip check. Okay, I'm glad. Wish my bitrate would pass the drip check. The game just dumps me in front of these prints like, hey, gather these for the story. And dumps me directly in front of Baroth too. That's a change the community wanted, by the way. What change? Dropping you right in front of the tracks? Or right in front of the monster, or what? Or calling Baroth broth. It still only does it some of the time, right? Like Drunk Bird only happens sometimes. Okay. Still need more Carbolite. Gotcha, iced tea. And our stream's dead again. I'm really sorry, you guys. I wish I could make our stream behave. Yeah, we're really having some issues.